Hi, welcome to the statistics video part 1. Let's talk about the measures of central tendency, mean, mode and median. So consider that on a shoe store you sell this amount of shoes. Okay, in the 5 days of the week. Now, what is the average number of shoes that you have sold in each of the days? Well, the average or the mean is just summing up all the quantities and dividing by the number of days in which you sold them. So this is the summation of sales in each day, and you have 5 days, so you divide by 5. If you sum up everything, it will be equal to 210 over 5, even though in one day you may have sold more, in the other day you may have sold less, but that was the average. Now, what about the median? What is that? Well, the median is the number in which you ensure that you have half of the observations above that number, half of the observations below that number. So in order to know that, we have to reorder the numbers from the lowest number to the maximum. So in this case we have 30, 30 again, 40, 50, 60. Okay, so what is the number that is on the middle? That's easy, it's number 40. So that is what we call the median. The number that ensures that 50% of the observations are above and 50% of the observations are below. Finally, we need to know what is the mode. Well, basically that will be the number that repeats the most times in your observations. So, what is the only number that repeats in here? Well, it's just 30. Note that the mode doesn't have to be unique. If you had, for example, 30-30, 40-40, 60, you would have two modes, and there is no problem with that. Now that we know the mean, median and mode, let's look at the distribution. From this graph, we observe that most of the observations are to the left. Therefore, we do not have a symmetric distribution. We have instead what is called a positively skewed distribution, which is one in which the mode is below the median, which is below the mean. Now that we have seen the measures of central tendency, let's see one measure of dispersion, in this case the variance. Because more than knowing that you are selling a lot on average, you want to see whether your sales are varying a lot in order to control the inventories of your store. How to calculate the variance? Well, you just calculate the deviations to the mean. So for example, in the first day of the week, you had sold 30 pairs of shoes, while the mean is 42, so the deviation is minus 12. And note that in here, we do not care whether the deviations are above or below the mean. Therefore, we are going to square all the deviations so that all of them represent positive values. So we achieve this value that the variance is 136. And what does that mean? Well, for the moment it means nothing because we cannot compare with other week. But if you collect data for the next week, and if you have the same mean, but only if you have the same mean of 42 pairs of shoes, then you can compare and see whether your sales have varied more in this week or in the next one.